I don't know, Spire is as tall as a building. It would fit the category.
Yeah.
Right. So, game has started, Sky Reapers and Solar Cake. And the match is still counting. So some players need better internet connection, then there would be no issues with loading into the game.
That's why we have a
There we go.
forced start when we get it.
Ayetach, start with the Sky Reapers.
Yeah, sure. We'll start with the Galleon first. The Black Gold Saw with Phobos Mine Launcher, 4 Manticore Watches, and a portside Gatling gun. And then we have the Junker, the Roskov. I want to just say that right now. Portside Hades with Banshee, 4-gun Artemis, starboard side Gat, and Flak.
And for the Solar Cake, by the way, Louis is going around with mumble voice text-to-speech. Thanks, Lou. They obviously piloted by Admiral Obvious, obviously. It's the Mobile with a bottom left, bottom right, and left Gatling, top flare mine launcher, and top middle mortar. His ally is the Arabs, a Spire piloted by Slikos. How about your Spire with Gatling on the mortar on the side and another Gatling on the top right?
So there's multiple ways you can pronounce that. E-rips, I-rips, E-ripes. I guess it's all about the tomato factor, right?
I've never heard of that word in my life. As an actual English speaker, this is very unusual.
There's not too many dialects in the States, but I do remember. I mean, there's obviously quite a few unique ones there. So
the Solar Cake are bringing a lot of Gatling mortar. Do you think that will be enough to defeat the OP line gun?
Well, the thing about the line gun, the Hwacha, is that it's a really debilitating weapon once it gets you locked down. But it's also limited in its capacity to shoot at a distance if you don't use the right ammunition with it. It's also a little limited because this map blocks a lot of the shots if you're hiding in the right spaces, so it could be a little tricky there too. And the arcs on the weapon isn't always optimal if you're trying to get down low enough or high enough. So if they engage it just right, they might be able to overcome that problem.
It's good to hear.
To see.
Yeah. Let's see if the gun is going to ram the Spire into a building.
Ooh,
or if it gets counter, how much it?
Ooh. And it's opened up. Oh, let's play not so good. Armor's down the Galleon now. He's hydroing up. Oh.
Oh my god, everyone is losing armor constantly and losing hull.
Spire's holding up though.
Oh, Gatling dies to Gatling. Spire dies to Gatling.
Well played. Well played.
Huh. Who knew the Galleon is dying first?
Yeah. First kill though goes to the
Solar Cake.
Skyborn.
Wait, was it? No, it was Solar Cake. They killed the Galleon first.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was looking at the obvious.
Come on, Ayetach. And look, Roscoe losing armor first because he's fighting double Gatling, but obviously also losing armor. But not so much hull.
Double Gatling is super powerful. I like to bring that with my brawling junkers.
Especially when you're paired with a mortar in such a close range. Because mortar can kill pretty much every ship, including a Galleon, with one clip.
Yep.
But if the Galleon tanks a little bit, it can survive one clip of mortar.
Yep.
Yeah. Mortarman.
It's a pretty effective ship. I mean, I played against just a similar build like this with Bards, and they had a Lumberjack. So they had the nice balance of really intensive kill power with with disabling of balloons, so it worked really well for certain maps. It really depends on what you play with and who you're playing with the silent stuff. So.
There's certainly some Paradin where you can easily get into close range because of the buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
That you mentioned previously.
Yes. certain experiences with the Pyramidian. We don't really talk about that too much, but it is a mark of my experienced status as a level 45 building crasher elite. So.
And ex-Rado.
Oh yeah.
Rados, as you may have noticed, are experienced, but we don't talk about them during another match. The Scaripers, I completely forget the name all the time, so sorry, are doing the same tactic again, this time letting the Junker go ahead so the Gallant gets the time to get its archers off before being attacked so much. Well,
Probably
the
a sound
Solar
tactic.
Cake is
Yeah.
trying for another ambush in the same exact spot. Will it work?
Yes.
Or how about
The
just going
advantage-
wide?
The one
But it's a
advantage that
Junker.
Mobiles have against Hwachas is they're really wide kind of breadth in the ship itself, so it's a lot harder to knock out a lot of their own components all at once with these Hwachas.
Especially
They
when they
probably
start
could.
blocking with their balloon, where, like, with the Gallant just happened, all the Watcher just went into Mobile's balloon. Oh my god, Junker just died.
Well executed. It's the risk you run when you have a Junker kind of overextending too far from the Galleon. It's unable to catch up and support, so...
Oh my god. Spire losing health. But will it be enough for the Gallant to survive?
Spire Pilot's doing a pretty good job keeping these together on the ship, though, so... Despite the damage you might take, he's going to survive long enough. Oh, and those mortar shots. Oof.
I don't think the Gallant would belong for this world. It's kind
Nope.
of stuck between these buildings. You're just getting hammered and oh my god.
It is the risky thing about these galleons, especially on maps like this, where it's so hard to turn the ship, especially if you had a more diverse kind of broadside, then it's harder to keep it, you know, arcing the right way to where you're at.
Do you think Solar Cake will move away from this position, or will it just go for a third time? Sitting in the victory spot.
Was it a question you mean? Or
Do you think Solar Cake will move out of their victory spot and try for a different engagement point?
I don't know, it's hard to say, because Obvious is one of those kinds of pilots, it doesn't necessarily have like a certain strategy he follows, so it could go either way. If it works for them right now, then you know, there's no harm in maintaining the status quo. But at this juncture, they have a 4-1 lead, so I don't know. Sometimes I'm more compelled myself to try to experiment with different tactics. But if they're really comfortable with this, then that's probably the best thing they got going for them. Finish up the match.
Sky Reapers going at it again.
Yeah,
Will they have a
interesting
plan?
thing about this. Yeah, the interesting thing about this is that it's these two ships that are the forward-facing kind of aggressive attack ships, whereas the Galleon and Junker are more reactive and actually benefit more by staying still and just opening up in distance. So it is interesting to see the tactics reversed in the way that these two ships, two pairs of ships, lead those.
The spots already happened. But then again, you have these ships going around the buildings, and when you go around the building like this, the Gallant Junker would have out first.
Yeah, they've seen the
Spy ambush in the Galleon.
Yeah,
Oh my
well
god.
done. That was a good ambush there.
But Solar Cake is splitting fire.
And this mobile is sort of sandwiched. Could be a target to focus, but it looks like the Junker's going for the Spire now.
Gallant is just hitting all the buildings. It's not good.
This opens up the Junker to mobile fires, so it's the one that has himself at risk for being hit by that.
Oh my god, the Spy is dying down there. This mobile isn't doing well either. Unless it kills the Junker, then it wins the game. Oh my god!
Man. Oh, wow.
That
Clean
mortar.
sweep there. It was one kill, though, on the opposite team, so... That was a good match. Interesting tactics, though, for both teams there as far as the ships go, but that's the beauty of this game, right? You know, trying different things, so...
A lot of things are possible in this game when you try them.
Yeah. That is the beauty behind that, too, yeah.